What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JB Sports, back again with another one. It's official. After about, a month and a half of this fight being talked about, it's finally official. We got the WBO and lineal junior welterweight champion, Teofimo Lopez, aka Mr. Takeover, will be defending his strap versus top 10 pound-for-pound fighter, undefeated WBC lightweight champion, Shakur Stevenson. He'll be doing what a lot of the greats used to do, go up in weight class and challenge the top guy at that particular weight class. We've seen it with the Roy Jones Jr. He was a 160-pound champion, was the top dog at 160, went up and fought the top dog at 168, James Toney. That fight there was the number 1 and number 2 pound-for-pound fighters squaring off. So that was a big fight back in, I believe, the late 90s, mid to late 90s. And Roy Jones showed his greatness as he basically dominated James Toney. Outside of the first couple of rounds where it was like a cat and mouse game, Roy Jones was able to drop James Toney and basically ride that momentum and that wave to a unanimous decision over James Toney. And Shakur Stevenson will be looking to do similar things, taking on Teofimo Lopez. This is not the number 1 and number 2 pound-for-pound fighters, but Shakur Stevenson is in the top 10. Teofimo Lopez is probably, if you had a top 15, top 20, he would be there. So this is a good fight. This is a real good fight. Teofimo Lopez has one loss in his career versus George Kambosos, the Buster Douglas of this era. You know, the guy got one great win and ain't done nothing since then. That's basically what Buster Douglas did. Got that great win over Mike Tyson and lost his next fight against Evander Holyfield, and we really was never heard from again, really, in a significant fight or getting a significant win. And same could be said for George Kambosos. So with all that being said, it's going to be a great matchup. Can't wait for the undercard to be announced, really. I'm going to be excited for the undercard to be announced. Now, I'm hearing Callum Smith versus Dave Morrell could be on the undercard. I'm also hearing that Shakur Stevenson's stablemate, former WBO lightweight champion Keyshawn Davis, the businessman, will be on the undercard as well. He could be on the undercard as well. Richard Hitchison, hey, you need to be trying to get on the card as well. Being in New York City, your hometown, you're the IBF junior welterweight champion. You should be trying to land on that card, maybe fight an Oscar Duarte or Jermaine Ortiz or Michelle Rivera. Those are all guys that are ranked in the IBF. So that'll be a good fight, fighting a name opponent like one of those three. So we'll just have to wait and see when the undercard is announced, though. But knowing Turkey Ali Sheik, who's putting on this card, he's going to come with a strong undercard. We all witnessed that November 22nd with that strong undercard in Riyadh season, featuring a night of champions, you know, 4 main event caliber fights. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. But Shakur Stevenson been wanting this type of fight, want to be on this type of stage. He'll be looking to showcase his skills and show to everybody that what he's been talking about for a while now, especially on Twitter, that he is that dude and he is that guy that's going to be talked about when his career is over with, mentioned with the greats. So we will see what happens. We will see what transpires. Now, Teofimo Lopez is a guy that struggled with guys that are very technical, guys that are boxers. Not so much what Shakur Stevenson does, because Shakur Stevenson don't do that much moving. He the most moving I've seen him when he fought De Los Santos. He did a lot of moving in that fight. You know, he didn't really stay in the pocket like he did with other opponents. He said he had an injury. A lot of people said that he was fearful of the power of De Los Santos. Will he fight a similar fight versus the Teofimo Lopez, who has not shown the power at 140 that he's had shown at 135? So that's going to be a very interesting question that will be answered when them two guys square off. And can Teofimo Lopez crack that code, man? Because he's a defensive genius, Shakur Stevenson. The likes that we haven't seen since Floyd Mayweather Jr. Ain't no opponent who's been able to crack that code yet. Can Teofimo Lopez, with his athleticism and his boxing IQ as well, can he crack that code fighting a guy that's a boxing genius, a guy with a high boxing IQ in his own right, and a guy that's just hard to hit, man? He'll frustrate you, and he's not really lost many rounds throughout his illustrious professional career. You know, I could probably, you know, count on one hand how many rounds Shakur Stevenson has lost in his whole professional career. That's how good he is. That's how great his defense is. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires once we get close to the fight week. I'll break the fight down in detail, give you my winner. That's just something that I'm looking at right now, a snapshot of what I think is going to be the keys for both guys to pull out the victory, what guys going to have to face fighting each other. This is the best opponent to date that Teofimo Lopez has fought, and this is the best opponent to date that Shakur Stevenson has fought. Now, Shakur Stevenson's resume is not as good. It don't have the accolades of the opponents that have been on that level like Teofimo Lopez. He's fought Cambosos. He's fought a lot of top guys. Josh Taylor, Vasily Lomachenko. He's been in there with some top dogs. I think Shakur Stevenson's best opponent was maybe William Zepeda, or maybe Jamil Herring. Probably one of those two guys. You know, Zepeda was undefeated, #1 in every sanctioned bout at 135. Jamil Harrington was a former champion, a guy that had a lot of quality wins, went over to the UK and got a quality win over Carl Frampton. So that was a good win for Shakur Stevenson. He dominated that fight in a fight that a lot of people thought was going to be real competitive. And it was a one-sided affair, a one-sided demolition by Shakur Stevenson, who ended up stopping Jamil Herring. So if he's able to put on that type of performance against Teofimo Lopez, he'll rise in the pound-for-pound rankings. Let me know your thoughts, though, about this particular matchup. I got to get up on out of here and head to the JOB, but I just wanted to give you my thoughts on that fight getting announced on Ring Magazine Twitter. Let me know your thoughts about it. Are you excited for this matchup, or would you prefer Teofimo to fight somebody else or Shakur to fight somebody else? And you want to give me your early prediction. You can change it once we get to fight week, but your early prediction on who you think gonna win this fight, you can let me know in the comment section as well. And let me know again in the comment section if what fights that you want to see on this undercard. Like I said, I gave you a couple of fights that I'm hearing through the grapevine that could be on the undercard. Like I said, Smith versus Morrell, Keyshawn Davis on the undercard as well, and some other fights that I'm sure going to be good matchups will land on that undercard as well. It's going to be in New York City, the Big Apple, so they're going to have to show up and show out and put on a strong undercard like they did when they put on that Times Square undercard. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. Follow me on Facebook, Gerard Briscoe. Follow me on TikTok at JB Sports. New media, follow me on Twitch at Briscoe, MA77071. Follow me on Instagram at JB Sports 9707, and follow me on my YouTube channels at JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend 9656, and at JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend 8000. And like, share, and subscribe to JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend. And I holla.